remember, where we go, you go. And I don't remember if I had gotten this one or not, but I thought it was really interesting that Walmarts were around before I was born, believe it or not. Never would have known. But yeah, it's a good piece of trivial information there I liked. I think I already got 64, and we got 65 on my way back because I missed it. But it was still a nice walk because I'm right here by the lake. And like I said, although it's hot out here and the clouds are going off and on, it's very, very nice, very pleasant. Nice breeze off the water here. And can't ask for better weather, honestly. This is really nice, even though I think it's in the 80s for sure. When you get, when you get the clouds and a breeze, it just makes it so tolerable. It is just so beautiful. Speaking of, here comes the sun, little darling. Oh, we got some more yo-yos. We've got a big blue one here and a big green one there in the distance. We have 1966, which one of my favorite series, Star Trek, makes its first TV debut. Huh. Not to mention Clean Water Act was started, which was really nice to know that they cared about the planet back then. Not so much now, I don't think. There are people who do, and I gotta give it to you because it's a lot of work. Because there are a lot of people who just do not care. Again, here we go. Here's another view of the map with the Hourglass Lake. And again, we are located in the 50s building, so when you see the 50s, that's where we're at. So you can see that I haven't walked very far. But I'm going to be walking around now to the 70s and 80s and 90s and see if I've missed anything. This is the bridge where I left off, where you get off the gondolas, and then you have your choice to turn left into Pop Century or right into Art of Animation. And yes, when that sun comes out, it is very, 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 very hot. So this is they call it the Skyliner here. So maybe I should just start calling it the Skyliner as well, instead of trying to decide if it's a gondola or a gondola or whatever. Ski lift, Skyliner, I like that, okay. But that's the transfers, that's where your Skyliners go to. So at the Caribbean Beach is also the Riviera, because the Riviera came after, it opened up after this. So if you're interested in running around this lake, you may do so. It's 1.3 miles all the way around. So on a nice cooler day or evening, would be nice to run all around the park. So from this side, again, we have, that's where the pool is straight ahead. And I will walk through there. That's the other side because I got the Play-Doh earlier. But hey, Mr. Lizard. You see Mr. Lizard? He came out for a little walk. I don't know why. It's too hot. Go, buddy. Go. Go. Go, buddy. Get back in the woods. It's cool in there. It's so cute. It's like they do push-ups when they come out, when they stop running. Oh, he's got a gizzard. There you go. Do some push-ups. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not bad. 3's okay. Every time they have noticed that they come running out, as soon as they stop, it looks like they're doing push-ups. Thought it was pretty cute. Oh, people out working today. Life goes on even though you're in a park. So here's 1968, Space Odyssey and the Yellow Submarine. Is that the Beatles' Yellow Submarine? We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. Don't know much more of the song. I hate to be a boo you, but I never was a Beatles fan. I do like some of their music. I have to admit, I do. It's just I've never been that one of those like screaming teenagers they talked about on the last one. They're a good group. I love their songs, but not all of them. But I do like the Beatles, just not a huge fan. I guess I really have never been a huge fan of really anybody except for Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I wish I would have been able to see him in concert. I know Mark had. Listen to the wildlife. I think those are cicadas. I could see them in the trees. They're supposed to be back this year. Here in 1970. Huh, that's pretty interesting. More environmental stuff, which is pretty cool. And Here's 1971, and I did it again. I have to go back to 1969. I think I got all the other ones though. So there's 1971. Walt Disney World Resort opens. Got to get a nice view of that. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here. Well, here is 1969 because I got, I think I got 67 over there. Oh, this going back and forth is killer out here, but I gotta get them. They're interesting, and I don't want to miss any of them. So at least I caught myself before I got too far. Here's 69. This is when he actually walked on the moon. I think this one back here is when he actually just orbited the Earth, I believe. He orbited the Earth 3 times before he actually went on the moon. So those were 2 separate timings when he went up. So these are some really interesting and cute little signs here. I just wish I could remember doing both sides of them. I think I got that one. It's a kind of a cool view to see a bunch of them in there heading off into the land of the Lost. Isn't that a movie? Land of the Lost, just flying away. It's really cute because after you're on them, they do say thanks for flying with us, which I thought was really kind of cute. I think Soren might say that too, so that was kind of interesting to know. I don't know if I got 65 because that was the arch. Okay, so we're going the right direction now. Whew, thank goodness, because I didn't want to walk back. I'm enjoying my walk as it is, but I do want to go and get some water, which I actually have right here in my pocket. So I just have to pull it out. It's just harder to carry the camera and keep it steady. But I'm going to take a water break up here in the shade in a moment here. So I'm going to walk this way this time and get another view. Here's the green yo-yo. And again, another view of the blue down there. And so we are heading into the 70s through 90s now. So, all right, so we had 68. I didn't forget. And then 69 is on the other side. Remind me, people. Sandie, there's 2 sides to every sign. A little pun on there to 2 sides to every story. Yeah, I can humor myself. I'm out here. People think I'm crazy anyhow because I'm under talking to my phone. But all you YouTubers get it. Doesn't matter. People can think you're crazy. A lot of people smile and say something to us. We're walking in the park and they're like, hey, and they jump in the video. It's kind of cute. Yeah, we put you up on the video. So if you do and you want to be on the video, just say, hey, I don't mind being on the video. Hello.
How are you?
Just like these 2 gents over here. If they want to be on the video, I can show you. But otherwise, if they don't want to, I won't. We have people jump in. We just have to get permission first. Yeah.
What do you have?
YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
So if we put people on it, if they jump in the video, we got to get their permission and all. So we got 1972. Huh, I didn't know that. Miami Dolphins. But then again, look at, I remembered. There's 1973. Sears Tower in Chicago opens up. Never been in there. Probably never will, again, with my fear of heights. You know, I would probably love to try it. For all you people who have fear of heights, you know what I'm talking about. You may want to try it because you're like, you don't want to be a baby about everything, but, and there's a red one, red yo-yo. But you can't help it. You get up to a certain point and things start running through your head. You're feeling like you're going to fall. The whole thing's going to fall. You're going to crash. I mean, there's just so many different things that run through your head, and then you get anxiety, and then you can't breathe, and then you're crying, and people are looking at you funny, and you're just telling them, you know, get away from me. Because that's what happened to me. I was in the was in a lighthouse many years ago in Duck, North Carolina. And I wanted to try it. I wanted to go up in the lighthouse because it just looked so pretty. It was the Cape Hatteras one. And everybody was going up, all happy and stuff. I got up there all the way to the top, I did. But the moment I walked through that doorway and looked out and just saw nothing but distance and height, I freaked immediately. And I was up against the wall, backing myself out the whole way down, back against the wall, crying like a little baby, trying to catch my breath. It just happened that fast. But I did try.
Yeah.
So I do try. I just try less and less anymore because my age doesn't let me say, oh yeah, go ahead. What the heck, you know? Ah, Saturday Night Fever. Interesting. Some fun facts. Again, we want to stay out of this area because of alligators and snakes. I haven't seen a snake yet here, but we did see one. I think the day before yesterday we were walking on a path. I think we were at Saratoga Springs and we were walking back from Disney Springs. And it was just a baby, but it was just slithering itself across the path, and it just means there's more around when they're babies. So I don't know what kind of snakes they are, but I know there's a lot of poisonous things down here in Florida, so don't try to get friendly with nature down here, even though you think that they may be friendly because they're used to people. But a lot of stuff is poisonous, so just be careful. And this is, holy fitness craze, launched at 200. Wow. For all those fitness people out there. Yeah. Then in 1979, we had a nuclear accident. So, health food snacks, though. Total over $1 billion. I wonder where they're at now. I mean, a lot of people do like to try and stay healthy out here. That's the backside of one. What's your handle, huh? Remember CBs, everybody, and the high-heeled shoes there? Yeah, big mood rings. Gotta remember mood rings. Yeah. I gotta remember to put my ring back on. I took it off because I go in the hot tub. My other 2 rings that I wear for my anniversaries aren't, I guess they're sterling silver or something, but whatever's in the hot tubs destroys them. It tarnishes them so bad, and then I have to get them re-cleaned, and I'm just afraid to wear them anymore in there. So I took them all off, and they're in my luggage. I just don't remember exactly where I put them, so I'm gonna have to look for them when I go back to the hotel, because I would like to get my rings back on before I forget. And the laser was finished back on one of these other ones, but now laser scanning is perfected by IBM. And Mount St. Helens erupted. Wow. This is definitely a walk in the past. I don't know if Love Records was actually a real thing, but this is the other side now. All the mood rings all over the place and the high-heeled shoes. So we are in the 80s. I didn't see much of the 70s. We got a Hot Wheels down there in the pool area. I'll have to walk down that way, get that, because I haven't gotten this little section. So here's 1982. Guess what? I did it again, guys. But I'm only one behind. I don't have to walk 80 feet. 30, maybe? And it's 1981, the year Mark and I graduated high school. For all you Mark and Sandie in Motion fans out there, now you know how old we are. Mark's older. His birthday's the day before mine, so he will always be older than me, which is okay. So we got a Rubik's Cube up here, which is kind of cool. And then the last episode of MASH draws. Now that's interesting because I didn't start really picking up MASH until later in the years, but it was made 2 years after we 2 years after we graduated. It was ending. So I'm gonna have Mark get in there a little bit, but you can see in the distance there's a Hot Wheels. Right there is a giant Hot Wheel, and then over here you got that the game where you're on the sides of it and you roll the people around, and hockey players, and you get the puck in the hole. I can't remember the name of that game. And then it looks like a giant actual telephone like we used to have back in the day with the rotary and pick up the whole emotion, the earpiece and everything. So, and then we got the big Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head coming up here. If you could see them, I'll get a better video of them, but I'm going to remember this sign. Both sides. Both sides. So this is Olympic Games, and Michael Jackson's Thriller became the biggest album. Interesting. So, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, aren't they just the cutest? Giant Rubik's Cube. And look, I remembered. Every sign has two sides. Huh. Pretty neat. So, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Hello. They're waving at me, so I thought I'd wave back. Alrighty, so moving on to 1986. The first, for one ad, 1 million is paid for 1 minute for a TV ad on the Super Bowl, and the federal budget deficit reaches $2 trillion. Yeah, that's been a while back, huh? And look, I remembered again. It was 1987. There we go. All right, now, this is some interesting information on this one. Back in the day where 1988 fax phones and a compact 286 laptop was $5,000. Now, I'm not going to say that we don't have laptops that cost that much anymore, because things are going back up again in price. Every time a new thing comes out, boom, money, until it dies over and something else comes out 15 minutes later. Remember back when it was MGM Studios? Yeah, little side note, it's now called Hollywood Studios. Now we have 1990, the Space Shuttle Discovery is launched from Cape Canaveral carrying the Hubble Space Telescope. So it's been up there for quite a while now. Being 2021, we've had that Hubble up there for quite a bit. As a matter of fact, little side note, just about 2 weeks ago, you were able to look into the west-southwest sky, if it was a clear night, and be able to see the Hubble pass over. Of course, I missed it again, just like I miss all the other good stuff when I have it in my notes. Don't forget to miss it, like just recently. Yep, you guessed it. I missed seeing the moon eclipse and the red moon. Totally missed it. Everybody here was talking about it. How nice. I got to see it the morning we left, actually. I didn't take a picture, but it was really small, so I knew, and it was just bright, not a bright red, but an orangish red in the morning. So I even told myself at that point, don't forget, you get to see it tonight, and you're going to be in South Carolina, being closer to the equator. You'll probably get a really good view of it. Nope. Believe me, after driving all day, last thing you want to do is stay up late and look at the moon. I mean, I love to do it, but I just totally forgot, and I wish I wouldn't have, because it was supposed to be really beautiful from what I heard. And yep, I missed it again. Shoot, shh, don't tell Mark. I missed 1993, so I have to go back here. Looks like it's talking about the Beanie Babies are born. And the National Science Foundation increased the amount of data that can be transmitted between computers in a second, and everyone starts surfing the net. Pretty interesting, 1993. Seems like we've been doing it forever almost, when you can't live without your phones, need a computer to search things, you're driving, you can't look at a map anymore, because I don't even know if they even make certain maps. I know Rand still makes a map book or whatever, but who's got time to look through a book when you're driving? You miss your exit. Rather have Siri tell me to miss my exit, because she's really good at giving you wrong directions as well, so nothing's foolproof. So this was Lion King. Wow! Gosh, do I feel old. I remember taking my kids to see it, and they absolutely loved it when they were little. I don't know how many times I had my grandson Jaden ask me to replay Lion King, Lion King. And then the first blue M&M joins the pack. Haha, that's interesting. Okay, we are almost done here. We're almost through the whole 90s. This was absolutely a beautiful walk, and if this whole walk around the lake was 1.3 miles. I've basically done maybe a little over a half a mile. So, 1996 we got Tickle Me Elmo doll. Huh. Oh, and the first view of the Earth is taken from the moon in Lunar Orbiter 1. That's pretty cool. So what do we got in 1997? Huh, interesting. Didn't realize it was a bestseller at that point. So this is a whole nother view of the lake over here. I thought I'd kind of come in here in the shade. And if you look out in the distance down here, there's a view of the bridge and the Skyliner transport station. So now it get a lot more shade and more breeze over at this end, a lot more quiet too. It doesn't seem like a lot of people walk this end of it. It's kind of busy up towards the middle where the lobby is and the pools. And here's a 1998. And I don't think it went to 2000, so I think we're at our last sign, so I'll be able to turn around from here. So here's 1998. El Nino. I always wondered what each one of these was. A large-scale periodic warming of the tropical Pacific Ocean affects the world climate, upsetting normal weather patterns. Oh. And then in 1999, as the year 2000 approaches with a wink and a smile, the world awaits Y2K, prepares itself for the various perceived challenges. And I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think anything happened for Y2K. We didn't lose power. We didn't lose the computers like everybody thought. Thought it was interesting, but like they said, yeah, that everybody thought it was going to be, everything was going to blow up. But you can see the sky there. A little bit of rain clouds looking there, looming over us. But you know what? I'll welcome the rain. We only got one shower the whole time we were here so far. And usually it rained like every day for us, but they're called Florida sprinkles. You get it, it goes away, you get it, goes away type thing. But we've had some really good storms here for sure. Mark will have to show you the video that I took over at Saratoga Springs a couple years back. We had a major storm going through here for a couple days that we were down here, but it was absolutely beautiful. Lightning storms and everything. But it's moving away. So, Sandie, again, from Mark and Sandie in Motion. I know a lot of you don't see me very much. Mark does a lot of the videotaping and a lot of the editing. It's more of his end of the artistic part, being on the computers all day. That's what he does for a living. This is the 70s area in the middle. I did the walkabout on the outside and got the trivia questions and so forth. So this is what it looks like inside in the 70s building. Not much by the pools. The pools are more like the 60s and the 50s, but this is the 70s. And here's that game I was talking about. I know it's like a, oh gosh darn it, I know it has a name and I can't remember. But it's like soccer. I remember you got your goalie and he's got to protect it and you got to get the disc in there. But anyhow, here's that large Hot Wheel I was talking about. Pretty cool, huh? See that on the road? How neat. And then there's the Mickey phone over on the other side between here. Try and get here so you can see it without the sun being blaring. There he is. The Mickey rotary telephone. Pretty cool. And then again, this is the one that had the mood rings and high-heeled shoes and stuff. So yeah, so this is the 70s and 60s. We're heading into the 60s now because it says straight ahead. Doesn't seem like they gave the 70s a whole lot of prop, but they definitely highlighted the 50s, the 60s. I didn't go into the 80s and 90s, so Mark will have to get that videotape because I'm heading back to the room because it is kind of warm out here and I've got to get out of the sun. I tried to stay in the shade, I really did. But you can't be in the shade all the time, so. But this is the other side of the pool that I videotaped this morning. And got a classic Corvette up here. Got to check that sucker out. Pretty color too. I think it's red. My sunglasses make it look like a burnt orange. Oh, isn't that cute little suitcase? Little cars. How cute. And yeah, so got Goofy ready to go surfboard, and highly doubt he took that surfboard on that car, but yeah, it's a Stingray for sure. I want to say 68 maybe. We are in the 60s, so I want to say this is a 68 Stingray, but I could be wrong. I mean, I know somewhat about cars, but not all of them. But this one's gorgeous. Might be a little older than a 68. I'm not sure. But they don't make them like this anymore. It's just really pretty. And then like I said, we got Goofy. And like I said, he's getting ready to go surfing. There you go. How you doing, Goofy? Enjoy your day, buddy. Alrighty, so this is coming into the other side of the pool that I videotaped this morning that was all colorful and everything. The sun went in, so you really don't see the vibrant colors as much as you did this morning. So I'm kind of glad I came down here earlier. And but I can get the 80s and 90s on this side of it, because I did get the 50s and the 60s. So here we go. Here's the 90s with the steel. I guess that's representing the years. You got the 80s, which was the digital age, which makes it look like a chip. And then 70s being a little more retro, I guess. Things started changing out of that bell-bottom era into the digital era. And behind in those glass area, that's the lobby and the food court. So when you first arrive, this is where you actually come in. It's called Classic Hall. And you can get your foods in here. You come into the lobby, which I haven't done yet. I wonder, got a mask up for that though, so bear with me here. I'm trying to put my mask on in the wind. I was getting pretty good at it the other day, wrap it around one ear and get it into the other, so sorry about the film there moving up, but yeah, so here we go. Let's see. Got movies. Today is Wednesday. Beauty and the Beast. I'll be down here. One of my favorites, definitely. Oh, yay. I'll have to let Mark know I'm coming down here tonight. Yeah, so here's the lobby. It's a Pop Century. And nice and cool in here. Oh my God. Couldn't wait. You have your little map, road map of everywhere to go. Nice big store. My goodness, big store. And then the commissary's on the other side, so you go in there and you make your food orders and walk around the store, find a place to sit. A lot of people are sitting outside, and I think it's also still because of COVID, because if you're indoors now at Disney, any indoor building, or even if you're in a queue in line, if it's an indoor line, you have to be having your mask on. But you can walk around the parks free of a mask. It's just anything indoor or in a queue of the rides. So this is pretty nice. I never realized how this with Pop Century and all. Some really nice stuff in here. Different movie era. And there's my Beauty and the Beast that I'm gonna be watching tonight. We got some funky clothes. Got some cool furniture sitting here. Down this whole side is the this is where you do all your checking in and checking out as you arrive. Very nice. Looks like waves up at the top. That's so cool. Really nice. It wraps around. It kind of, this is almost like the Art of Animation actually, because when you walk in Art of Animation, it swirls like this. You have that wave, but of course on the walls is all artwork and sketches, and it's a little bit different, but the shape is basically the same as Art of the Animation. There's your toys that they have out there that are blown up and big, and the decorations that they're using on them. I'm sure some of them look familiar. Didn't see any bowling in here yet. A lot of it outside. Ah, they do have roller skates. Nope, not roller skates, disco. My fault. I thought I'd see something in there with roller skates. I'm really surprised. Wasn't that a 50s thing, roller skates? Or am I wrong? If anybody knows, comment below. But I thought roller skating was really, really big in the 50s. So, don't know for sure. Excuse me. There's saddle shoes. Goodness, we used to wear those when we were in Catholic school. Everybody had to have them. Poodle skirts, I remember that. Mom used to have a poodle skirt. There it is. Roller skates. I told you. There was roller skates. I wish they would have a giant roller skate out there. That would be really, really neat. So, and there's all the bowling pins. And then we have just different types of games and stuff that existed. I don't want to get too close. There's people there in front of me. So there you go. Different games. And then we have a little area over here. It looks like it's just like more of a waiting room, massage chair. I should tell Dylan he can get his massage. Looks like they're open. It's a pretty cool room. A little relaxation room, as they call it. Get away from everybody. This one's out of order, but this one says it still works. So he can come down here and get his massage. Oh, you get your arms, your legs, everything to let them know. Cute drawings. These are all done by kids, it looks like. Maybe from school or something. Pretty neat. Yeah, pretty cool. And I'll give you one more view from this angle. And then I'm going to be heading back to the room because I'm sure Mark's coming back soon. He texted me around 2:30 and said, hey. So I said, hey, back. And we'll see. I'm sure he got some really nice video of being up in the aerofoil. I always forget. It's not a hot air balloon, but I guess it is a hot air balloon. So, yeah, drive-ins. I forgot to mention that was real big in the 50s. They had the drive-in thing on there, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is Pop Century. So even for a value resort, like I told you, this is a definitely good bang for the buck, like I say. You get a lot in here for a very affordable price for families who want to bring friends or other family members and make a group out of it. It's worth it because if everybody puts in towards the total of the room, you get a pretty decent vacation for less than you think. So if you have questions about it, we'd be glad to help you. We're not pros at it, but we can get you the answers for sure. So it's not a hard thing to do. We can get you answers for sure. That's where Dylan's going to go tomorrow in the transportation area. So here we go. There's your tour of Pop Century. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. If you like it, give us a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can get more like this. And as we hit other resorts,